Welcome to Broad Street Phanatics, episode number 20. And we are here with Prince Blue. And we are happy to have him. And we are always excited to hear what his thoughts are on the current situation on Philadelphia sports. And welcome back, Prince.
Oh, thank you for having me back. I'm glad to be here. A lot to talk about in Philly sports.
Yep. So my first question is, what are your thoughts on the draft picks for the Sixers?
Um, to be honest, I really did. I'm not an NCAA person, so I lean more towards like the people I talk to that really knows basketball inside out when it comes to like prospects like Big T Will, and he was excited. He loved the picks. It's more projects in depth than anything because the Sixers, they want to win now. So if a rookie contributes, fantastic. But everything I was hearing from people that I talked to was solid picks, something to build upon, defense and energy. Those were the two words I kept hearing: defense and energy. So there it is.
Yeah, my question is, what are your thoughts on the Sixers moves during free agency and the other moves around the league?
Well, for the Sixers, I think it was status quo what Daryl Morey does. He normally makes a big super splash move, and then he does little moves around it to round out the roster. Because normally when he makes a big move, so y'all hear me now?
Yeah,
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, I'm sorry. So normally when Morey makes a big move, it tends to gut the roster.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm thinking the little moves that he's making is to prepare for, I'm gonna put it out there. If he goes for a Dame or a Bill, it's probably gonna cost you Ben at least and some players that we've grown fond of. So these little moves like the Drummonds, bringing Furcon back, Gianne, like these are moves that help fill out the roster when you're top heavy in your front court. So far as the Sixers, love what Morey's doing. I'm patient. I know that a big move is coming, so I'm just going to be patient with that. Now, far as around the league, we got everybody going to LA or Miami to retire because they're just collecting all the AARP players, all the old people. Um, but I really like what Miami did. Lowry with Jimmy, those two dogs in the backcourt, that's awesome. That's an awesome backcourt. I really love that. What they're doing down there. The Lakers are the Lakers. As long as you got LeBron and AD, you're gonna you're gonna make moves. You're gonna be able to do some things. So they're just rounding out, getting shooters, playmakers, and things of that nature that help LeBron out because Father Time is undefeated. But quietly, I hate to say this, but I really, really enjoy what the Knicks did. Um, Finally getting somebody that can fill the court up, can play on the perimeter. That city knows well in Kimba Walker. I think that's huge. That's what they were missing last year. They didn't have that go-to perimeter guy. I mean, Randall's nice, but he shouldn't be creating buckets for you at the end of the game. So everybody around all those moves around the Sixers, I really enjoyed. I really with Morey, it's to be determined because we all know a big move is coming. We just got to be patient and we got to wait for it.
All right, so my question comes with that topic. So once he comes around, where do you see Ben Simmons starting this season?
He'll be starting for the 76ers. When this when this whole when the as soon as the season ended, I immediately looked towards the situation with James Harden. Like I'm not saying he's going to go all the way to the deadline, but I give it maybe 10 to 15 games in season and a move is going to be made. The only thing I think that's holding a move back is that Dame's overseas. You know, they don't want to sully what's going on over there. They don't want to take anything off of there. So they're going to wait till Dame comes back, assess everything, and then they're going to see that the Sixers have the best package on the table, and then they're going to make that move, whether it's now or a few games into the season. That's what it is. But I don't believe Ben Simmons will be on this team after the All-Star break. I just honestly believe he will not be here.
Mm-hmm.
He will not be here after the All-Star break.
It's definitely an interesting take.
Yeah.
It's going to be very, very interesting and entertaining to see what moves going forward the Sixers will do. And going off topic for a second, what do you think about the situation of the rumors that came out yesterday about DeShaun Watson?
First of all, I don't believe that guy heard Jack. I don't believe him. I think he just threw that out there because he knows that Philadelphia Eagles fans, where we eat everything up that's anybody that says anything about our teams. And I think he just threw that out there. And he's honestly not saying anything that anybody else is saying. He just used gas words when he said heating up. And you notice immediately multiple established insiders and people around the league debunked that whole rumor, said that that's not what they're hearing. That's not happening. Yes, everybody, including the Eagles, is monitoring the Watson situation, which I think personally is sickening. But I think that everybody is monitoring the Watson situation because he's a top 5 quarterback in the league. So of course you're going to monitor it. But I don't believe those rumors that came out. I don't believe it's heating up. I'm fully committed to seeing what Hurts can do. Me personally, I don't want DeShaun Watson as a quarterback of the Philadelphia Eagles. It just won't sit right with me with that stuff out there in his closet. Well, not in his closet, but out reported. I couldn't find. I just won't feel right cheering for that every week.
Yeah, I did see a tweet today saying it's far from a deal. Someone posted it. I forget who it was, but I think that the Eagles should not get into serious talks with DeShaun because it would cause a bunch of problems with the Eagles off the field, and we are not sure if he's going to spend any jail time or anything, and it's just a serious topic, and I would want the Eagles to stick with Jalen Hurts and give him what he needs, and I think that path is the right path to make him successful in the coming years, and it will all start this season for him. And no matter what happens with DeShaun, and if the Eagles go forward and sign him, then it is what it is. But I'm just hoping that Jalen Hurts will learn from himself and the experience he will have this season. And I think that I definitely have a bunch of faith in him, and he's been looking great in training camp lately. And I think that's a sign that the Eagles are fortunate to have him on the roster, and it's going to be a great season.
I mean, Yeah, I agree with you. And I think if there was any quarterback that you can pick to handle what's going with the Watson stuff in the background, with everything else that's going on, this team, new coach, I think you couldn't pick a better person than Jalen Hurts because he just says all the right things. He does all the right things. He's a natural leader, and people just follow him naturally. And as a new head coach, I think you need that. And far as the culture needed to change after Doug, and I think you can't start a better culture than with Jalen Hurts. You don't want to preach culture and then bring in a DeShaun Watson. That's the opposite of setting a positive culture and tone.
Mhm. Yeah. My question is jumping to another sport. In baseball, what do you think of the Phillies and Mets series this upcoming weekend?
I would love for the Phillies to win all three, sweet, but we know the Phillies is either 2-1, 1-2, or that's it. So I think this is a very important series. I think it will set the tone going forward because it's the division rival, it's a leader, and let's be honest, the Mets roster is better than the Phillies. So um, but they're underachieving. So why not smack them in the mouth while they're underachieving? Because as soon as they realize the talent that they have, and that's going to breed some problems. So I see the Phillies. I may be a homer right now, but I see the Phillies getting Gibson is pitching tomorrow, and then it goes to Wheeler, and then does it go back to Nola? I don't think so because Nola's pitching tonight. So it should be Gibson, Wheeler, and I don't know who the third pitcher is, but I'm definitely giving Wheeler the win.
Yeah.
And I think they'll have to get that second one. So 2 out of the 3, the Phillies have to get 2 out of 3. They
Yeah.
can't go down 1-2 or at worst 0-3. They just can't do
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
I just want to put this out here.
Um, we're
The
gonna say
Phillies,
something.
the Phillies. Speaking of the Phillies, they took the lead in the ninth inning just now.
See there, Alex. I told you I can't watch them. It's my fault. It's my fault. As soon as I watched them, Nola started
Yeah.
pitching terrible. Now that I'm not watching them, they're back. I, I just,
So
I guess like I'm not
JT,
gonna watch any Phillies games.
Cheerio, you throw doubled in 2 runs. What else
And I
have?
just said off air how he was disappointed, and look at that. See,
yeah.
I'm a mush. I am a mush. Whatever I say, the opposite happens. It's just how it is. It's how it is.
I think this sweep is gonna be a stamp on the Mets this upcoming series because because now the Phillies can show they can compete. And I I never thought that they would sweep the Nationals with the pitching they had the past couple months, but it's a great turnaround for them, and I just hope that they at least win 2 out of 3 against the Mets, and then the Dodgers come into town next week, which will
Oof.
be
Yeesh,
yep.
man. Mm.
Maybe we can take a game from them somehow.
Maybe, yeah, maybe. I mean, you want to talk about loaded, man. The Dodgers are loaded, Padres are loaded. It's
And
so much talent around Major League Baseball, and it just
yeah,
seems like the Phillies are just. It's like all the other scouts go this way, and the Phillies are like, what's over there? And
mhm,
they're not, and they need to go over here where everybody else
yeah,
is. But I mean I digress, but I I'm in firm. lockstep with Alex and you too, Cam, that this is going to be this sweep. If they hold on, knock on wood, this sweep is going to be huge against the Nationals going into a series with the Mets.
A pitching matchup we shall very that will be very entertaining is Max Scherzer against Aaron Nola next Wednesday.
Aaron Nola is such a sore spot for me because people keep telling me he's an ace, but and they'll shout out numbers, but I'll be like, when I watch him, I don't feel ace. Like I don't know if we can agree or not, but Wheeler has been more of an ace this year than Nola.
Yeah.
I mean, and I'm not saying as an ace you have to have 100-mile-an-hour fastball, stuff like that. But Wheeler he has that one thing when he's gassed and he's locating, he's barely, you can barely even get, you can't get anything off of Wheeler. With Nola, I just feel like it's like he's dancing around and he's trying things out and he gets booted a couple times and then it's like, here we go. And your ace cannot be 3 innings or less as many times as Nola has done, or can't go 5. Like, I don't know any ace who can't go 5 innings. That I just don't. So I agree. Nola against Scherzer, it's going to be a good matchup because Nola needs to step up. Like, when we need you, like, will you perform? You're wearing a uniform that Doc wore, Steve Carlton wore. Who else? Brad Lidge is worn. Other, right. Pitchers that when the lights are bright, they did it for us. Like, you gotta come through for us if you want to be a quote unquote ace and you want the money. I just can't see it.
So our last question is, have you been tuned into the Tokyo Olympics?
I have not. Whatever I've been getting, it's been from Twitter and from highlights. Obviously the basketball team has become a meme because in the exhibition they lost to a couple teams and then they're down like 13 and then people are like, they stink. And then I wake up the next morning and Katie went off for 30 and they won by 20 and you're like, so what it has proven to me about basketball is you can't just put people together and tell them to play basketball. You could look at the talent that's over there. And sometimes you're like, basketball is really a game of chemistry and it's really a game of being together, playing as one unit, because you see it. Like, you could get tossed up by France. And these players, they have like Luka over there. They have other good players over there that's headlining these teams. And, we've seen one superstar, he can put a monkey wrench in your plan. So that's the extent of the Tokyo Olympics. And of course the Simone Biles thing, which resonated with me because I am major depressive and bipolar. So when she's admitted that she had mental health issues and people weren't taking it serious and was saying all these things, that took me aback a little bit because she's already the GOAT of gymnastics. So she really doesn't have anything else to prove. So I think one thing she did do is put further emphasis on mental health and how these athletes are human beings and they go through things, but it's just unfortunate they're in an era not an era, but they're playing the sport with Muhammad Ali, Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, where they're sociopathic and nothing is better than the moment. Nothing beats the moment. So people look at that and they're like, well, Michael never said I gotta take a break mentally because I'm not up to it on this game 6. So I get that part, but we also got to respect anything dealing with health. You have to respect it because everybody's journey is different.
Yeah. Speaking of the Olympics, I know you didn't watch that much, but I thought that the 3-on-3 was pretty interesting for basketball.
Yeah, it looked pretty interesting.
That was for the
Basketball.
women, right?
It was for.
It
I
was
think it was
for
for
women and men. It was for women and men, but the women are the only ones that qualified for the U.S. The men didn't qualify.
It's so many sports in the Olympics. It's like rock climbing, dancing. Like people be like, so and so is the first American gold medal winner in cornhole, and you be like, wait a minute, cornhole's in the Olympics? Like what? What? Since when? Who? How? So, yeah, I think things like that, 3-on-3 and stuff like that, that's also something that maybe the All-Star game should be looking to, not far as the All-Star game on the Sunday, but like during like the celebrity games, like 3-on-3, stuff like that.
Yeah, it would be interesting.
It'd be interesting, you know what I'm saying? Like, hey, get somebody out the stands and be like, hey, play with this bum right here. It's like, see, you know how people like me on Twitter, they be like, man, I could do that better than you. Be like, okay, well, come on, let's go.
They should they should do a mini 3-on-3 tournament for the NBA All-Star Game halftime show.
Hey, why not? Why not?
Yeah.
I mean,
You
it's
can,
all
they
about
can pick,
ratings and entertainment.
they can pick six. They can pick 6 random people from the crowd.
6 random people. Yeah, now with everything that's going on, I don't think that's about to happen. They're not gonna pick no random people out. Oh man, yeah, that would be great though.
So thank you so much for coming on, and
Thank
we look
you.
forward. We definitely look forward to the rest of this Phillies one, and
Yeah,
let's hope for the best.
What's the score now, Alex?
7-5 still.
7-5, 1 out, bottom 9. Archie Bradley is pitching.
I'm not turning to it.
Make that 2 outs.
It's 2 outs.
No,
2 outs.
no. Scratch that. I jinxed
Okay.
it.
What happened?